Welcome back to the Idle Talk Minis, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna get real depressed real quick, okay? So I saw this TikTok, and it's been a trend, and where it's like a video game trend, where it's like, oh, it's like 3 pictures of Michael Jordan, right? It's like his like first ever like prime like championship, and then like one picture of a championship like later in his prime, and then the picture of him in the fucking Washington Wizards uniform. If you know that version of Michael Jordan, then you know what I'm talking about. So, I saw this specific one to a game I specifically played in these specific dates too. So it said me in Siege from 2016 to 2019. So that's the first picture of Michael Jordan in his championships. So if you don't know what Siege is, it's Rainbow Six Siege. It's a Tom Clancy game. It came out originally like 2015, I think. And ever since it came out, I bought it. And me and Christian at the time, we shared we basically game shared with our PlayStation 4s at the time. So it was easy to get him involved because I bought it anyway. So the next picture is from a little bit later in his prime, in Michael Jordan's prime, and it says me in Siege from 2020 to 2022, which was still very highly relatable. And then the last photo is me in Siege now, so it's the Washington Wizards, Michael Jordan. So I sent that to the group chat after there was some conversations in the group chat happening. So I was like, oh, like since there's conversation going on, let me send this. And at 3:25 p.m. I said, one day we just woke up and played our last ranked game. And then one of my friends goes, damn, 3 M's, no N. So it was, that's a pretty hefty damn if you're asking me. And one of my other friends say, why'd you have to say it like that? I deadass want to cry right now. And I replied back, I said, because it's true. We just stopped. And for what? Money? Responsibilities? He's like, yes, LOL. And he said, what's funny? I was more happier being broke and playing Siege than I am now. And then, so if you didn't know, I've been doing this content creation thing for a little bit now. And I've kind of had to tell that story on a private little Zoom call that I had with a potential partnership brewing in the works. But I was saying, they asked me, how long have you been doing this? And I had to really think back on it. I said, I feel like I have this social media shit I've been doing for so long. Like I did. I remember doing videos like of the locker room and during football practice on my like teeny little like Android, and then I got an iPhone finally, and posting them on Instagram. And I was telling them, I was like, yeah, I used to just post like 3-minute videos, like literally like something funny would happen for like the first 20 seconds, and then nothing would happen for 2 minutes, and then the like punchline quote would pop up. And so we started laughing about that too. I'm like, yeah, there's virtually no editing, and then I would just upload the whole video no matter how long it was. And Instagram used to let me too, so Instagram used to let me just upload long ass videos. But so that was my first like introduction to that, just like recording and posting. And I thought that was fun. And I even just started the hashtag of the school name and the football and together, those 2 words, and I was like, yo, that's pretty funny, that's pretty cool. And then I did like YouTube privately, and I'll say privately because I would post things on my YouTube channel, my oldest YouTube channel ever, that I had connected to my PS4, and I would edit like these clips and these videos like together on the like Share Factory app that came out with PS4. And I did that, and I did that for so many years. I would just upload like all the boys talking, like we're just talking shit, doing shit, having fun, and that really kind of like helped me hone editing things, especially when you edit on a PS4. Like you have to use the controller, like no mouse, no touch screen, like with an Apple Pencil. Like it's just really like using the whole controller functionalities for clipping these clips together. And I send them a couple of ones that I made before, like way back in like 2018, 2019. I was like, you'll never forget these moments. And yeah, I mean, I wanted to get a little bit depressed, and I wanted to talk about just like, damn, that was crazy. Like how like you literally grow up, and you have to all of a sudden do all these million things if you want to just be able to survive and do things and just live comfortably, or try to live as comfortably as possible. Not that I would want to trade what I do now and the stuff I do now to just go back and be able to just play video games for like 8 hours a night, and then just wake up after like a 30-minute nap and then just be ready to tackle the world. But because I recognize like I'd rather like be asleep. I'd rather like watch a movie and go to sleep and do things like that. So I feel like I've evolved as a person. But do I miss those conversations that spewed out while playing video games, or even just waiting? Because we have a friend that's prone to not update their games, and then we wait for them in the chat and just like talk about anything and like hang out in there while he updates and installs to the update. So do I miss those moments? Yeah, sure. I mean, I think everybody who's experienced that has and do. But let's just look forward, everybody. Look forward to what we can do. So now that we are having all this money and all these responsibilities that we got to do, maybe it needs to be evolved into maybe like weekend hangouts or like little barbecues that we can do. Maybe that's the next step in the evolution of a man, I guess, in this age. So I say man because I am a man. So that's how I am relating that thought to myself. But if you've been in that situation before and you've got to figure out the same thing, well, I wish you luck. And that was today's Idle Talk Mini, and I will see you for the next one. A little bit non-serious one for the next one. Okay, bye bye.